Hello and welcome into Friday Night Football here on PlayOnSports.com. It's the PlayOnSports.com pregame show live for you folks here in Chico, California. I'm Matt Mellinger here alongside my partner for tonight's game, Nick Dobis. We're live at Pleasant Valley High School in beautiful Chico, California at the site for tonight's game as fall is in full swing and we can certainly feel it in the cool air here tonight. The 2-5 Pleasant Valley Vikings play host to the 4-3 Red Bluff Spartans. The Spartans handed Wheatland a big loss last week, a 44-14 stomping in which they scored 23 points in the second quarter alone. Tucker Goliford carried the workload for the Spartans on the ground, getting 21 touches for 180 yards. So expect him to get around the same number of carries tonight. The quarterback and team leader Garrett Sandow leads his boys into action tonight after going 11 for 17 for 147 yards in the air. And boy, are the Vikings in for a tough battle tonight. Nick, it's good to see you, sir, and be back with you for what should be another great game.
Good to see you too, Matt. And, this is a matchup that doesn't look pretty on paper, but its winner could find the fire they need to shake up the EAL playoff race and keep their hopes alive for a potentially 6-seed playoff spot. If you're the Vikings tonight, you're looking for that first league win at home. And hopefully get fired up to play Chico in the annual Almond Bowl next week. Then finish the season with hopefully a signature win against Enterprise. I think the question tonight, Matt, for the Vikings is can their defense set the edge and keep Goliford contained? As we know, Red Bluff is a team that has the capability to expose teams on the outside and run a very similar spread offense that the Vikings will see next week at Chico. So can they contain Goliford, set the edge, keep him inside, and hold this offense at bay, which has been averaging about 35 points a game? Now, for the Vikings, the big player of the game, I think, is going to be Sam Savercool. He was the player of the game in our coverage earlier this season, and will need to have a huge game to help a banged-up offense. Center Carson O'Connell, one of the best in the northern section at center, sustained a lingering injury against West Valley on September 28th, but he should be playing tonight. And Zane Ferguson, who was splitting quarterback responsibilities with Greg Darm, is out with a, quote, smashed finger. But guard Carlos Haragi, who's been out since September 21st with a concussion, is expected to play tonight. So kind of a little bit of a banged-up offense, but Sam Savercool has been a cool operator for these guys for most of the season. He's going to have his best game tonight.
Yeah, certainly looking forward to getting going here. That'll do it for our PlayOnSports.com pregame show. We'll have the opening kickoff coming up after the national anthem. It's Vikings and Bobcats next. Spartans, excuse me.
So used to covering.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream.
Camera 3.
Beautiful. We're coming in on 1. For more information on how your school can join the Play On School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
We can get a player up here. Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream.
Camera 3.
Beautiful. We're coming in on 1. For more information on how your school can join the Play On School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
We can get a player up here. Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream.
Camera 3.
Beautiful. We're coming in on 1. For more information on how your school can join the Play On School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
We can get a player up here. Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream.
Camera 3.
Beautiful. We're coming in on 1. For more information on how your school can join the Play On School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
And welcome back to tonight's game here on PlayOnSports.com. We're live here at Pleasant Valley High School in Chico, California, at the site of tonight's matchup between the host 2-5 PV Vikings and the 4-3 Red Bluff Spartans. I'm Matt Mellinger here alongside my partner for tonight's game, Nick Dobus. Nick, as you know, both teams are well underway in league matches. Unfortunately, both of these teams are 0-3 in the Eastern Athletic League of the Northern section, and with time running down on the clock until the playoffs, both teams are desperate to get a win here.
Yeah, both teams are desperate, but this has proven to be a tough EAL league, and both these teams actually still have a spot to make the playoffs to get that six seed spot. So I think the key for both these teams, not having the best of seasons, but it's going to be critical for them to get that big win tonight because they both face, currently top-ranked teams in the section. So any momentum here would be big.
And the Vikings will be getting the ball here to start. A quick squib taken there at about the 32-yard line. So we'll get the first look at this Viking offense, led by quarterback Gregory Darms, who is filling in for Zane Ferguson, who's out with a sprained finger, you were telling me?
Actually, according to Chico, it was a smashed finger.
Oh,
so
geez.
Not good either way. You won't see him suited up tonight. So he's going to have to carry a load, as well as Sam Savercool, who is a very small running back, can hide behind that big line, and has great vision in that backfield too. So as I said in the pregame, he's going to have a heck of a ball game tonight too.
The starting running back, Sam Savercool, likes to get a majority of the carries. Trips right, man in motion. 1st and 10 for the Vikings. Quick pass there out to the receiver, number 22. Good for a couple. That was Jake Danny.
Yeah, very nice play to avoid the blitz on the weak side, get that short pass out, get your quarterback some confidence quickly, and set up a second and manageable.
Able to get 4 yards on the first play of the game. So a 2nd and 6 now. 2 receivers on each side. Darms in the shotgun. Looking to throw downfield here. Just out of the reach of number 45, Matt Henderson.
Yeah, that's some great coverage there by Tucker Gilliford, the quarterback, not letting his man get out of his sight there, and made a nice play on the ball to force a 3rd down.
And the first timeout of the half is called there. 11:13 to go here in the first quarter.
Yeah, kind of an interesting timeout call there with just very early here
Yeah,
in this ball game, less than 12 minutes into it. That could come back to bite them later in this half. Matt, we talk about this this Red Bluff team. They currently are 4-3, but they've had a pretty tough schedule, as we were talking about how competitive the EAL is. 2 of their losses were to currently ranked number 3 Enterprise, number 2 Chico, and next week they have to go up and face number 1 Paradise. But luckily they get that game at home, and we've seen that Paradise is vulnerable outside of the foothills.
Definitely, and that should be come into play there as far as the home field advantage is concerned. False start there on one of the Vikings linemen.
Yeah, it looks like he wasn't too comfortable in that stance. Try to adjust it, but once you're down in that stance, you got to stay down, and it's going to cost his team 5 yards.
That was number 73, Brandon Maddox. So that'll move him back. It'll be a 3rd and 10 for the Vikings. It's been a while since we've seen this Red Bluff team. It's been a few weeks. Quarterback given pressure there. Just overthrows his receiver, Tommy Dearmond. And that'll bring up a 4th and 10 now.
Yeah, the Spartans really have been bringing a lot of pressure in this first series. That was their 2nd or 3rd blitz of the night, and looks like it's going to keep on coming and really gets Darms off kilter there to make the aerial throw, and it's going to bring up a 4th down.
So Kyle Case back to receive this punt. He's also one of Red Bluff's main running threats alongside Tucker Goliford. Good high kick there. Case is going to field it and get smacked almost immediately. Able to stay on his feet. So not really any return yardage there, but
The young man was able to take a punch in the mouth like that and not have the ball cough up. I want to think about taking a fair catch next time, but that was a great punt, very high in the air, and I think the young man's going to be thinking about waving his arm next time on that one.
I think he definitely should have called a fair catch. He's lucky that went the way it did. So we get a look at Garrett Sandow in this Red Bluff offense that are on the 29-yard line. Sandow in the shotgun. Quick pass out to Tucker Goliford. And he's going to get forward for about 5 to about the 35-yard line. Also look for number 7, Mitch Fox. He's one of their main threats, one of their main receiving threats.
Yeah,
We've seen him a lot.
Very nice play design there. Everyone's thinking that Goliford's going to go on the inside. They hit him with a nice wheel route, pick up some decent downage on first down. And as we know, this is an offense that likes to get started fast, quickly. In the first quarter, they averaged 14 points, and second quarter, they averaged 16, so they like to jump all over you quickly.
Definitely an explosive offense. And it looks like a bad handoff exchange, and they lose a few yards on that play.
Lose a few yards, but luckily get the ball back right there. So, you don't turn the ball over to the Vikings with excellent field position.
Also look for number 10, White Hopi. Him and Fox like to switch sides often, and both incredible receivers. So 3rd and 6, handoff taken there. Given pressure again at about the line of scrimmage. He'll be taken down again. So 4th down.
Yeah, nice pressure there by Ryan Trody to come in from his linebacker spot and make the play. Almost made the play in the backfield, but was able to slow down Goliford for no yardage and forces a 4th down. Looks like the Vikings are going to have 2 men back for this punt.
So Matt Henderson and Jake Danny back to receive this punt. And again, a nice high kick. Taken there by Henderson. He fumbles it. Number 30 for Red Bluff falls on top of it. Jamie Gonzalez.
Yeah, two early questionable decisions here by the returners. Luckily, it didn't cost Red Bluff, but it cost Pleasant Valley right there. Sometimes that ball can get lost up in the lights in the night, and just kind of happens sometimes. So unfortunately, it results in a turnover. We'll see what the penalty is here.
Pending the outcome of this penalty, holding on PV. So the penalty will be declined. First down for the Spartans. So lucky break there.
Yeah, very lucky break for the Spartans there to get that turnover. Let's see if this Pleasant Valley defense can step up and hold them.
That's again another situation like we saw earlier where a fair call catch would have done just fine. So 1st and 10 for the Vikings. Sandow back to pass. Looking for Mitch Fox, just out of his reach.
Yeah, this is going to be a good test for the Vikings this week. So they're going to face a very explosive passing offense in Chico next week. So this is going to be a good tune-up game. Nice job by the secondary right there to stay in the coverage, stay with their men, force a 2nd down.
Goliford in the backfield. Takes the handoff, cuts it back up through the middle. Still on his feet. Down to about the 21-yard line. So a hefty pickup there. Gets about 8 or 9 on the play. Brings up a 3rd and short.
Yeah, great vision right there, the Goliford. The trust his blocks, follow his men, and get a decent gain there to force a 3rd and short.
So 3rd and 1 for the Vikings. Hopi and Fox lined up on the near side. Goliford again gets about 5 and has way plenty for the first down.
Yeah, made a beautiful cutback move right there. Avoided the tackle, able to sidestep it. Shows that he has moves like Jagger and gets the first down.
Beautiful. I love the reference to the Maroon 5. 8:12 here to go in the first quarter. Sandow looks to throw across to number 5, Christian Jordan. We'll see where they spot it, but it should be a first and goal. And they call first and goal.
It looks like both teams are coming out with quick passing plays to unsettle the defense and get them off kilter. Both defenses are going to have to step up their pressure a little bit to interfere with those passes.
So first and goal from about the 4-yard line. Tucker Goliford up the middle. Appears to be just shy of the goal line. So it'll be second and inches.
Yeah, it looks like this has been a defense that has struggled for most of the year, averaging about 30 points a game given up. And since their back-to-back shutouts in September, they have actually given up 180 points in the last 4 games. So they're gonna need to step up big tonight, and they're gonna need that offense not to turn the ball over.
Quarterback keeper up the middle, good. We'll see where they still no indication. There we go. Touchdown, Red Bluff. So the Vikings strike first. Spartans, excuse me.
Yeah, Spartans taking advantage of the turnover on special teams there. Had a nice little efficient drive, and they find 6 points early in this ball game.
Yeah, number 8 right here. So the extra point is good. Spartans on top, 7-0. And like you said, it's a defense that's, since their 2 shutouts, have
really,
points.
the defense has kind of fallen off the wagon, especially the last 4 weeks. But like I said, this is a very critical game for not only Pleasant Valley, but for both these teams. You haven't had a good streak, but you're still sitting in a potential playoff spot at the 6th seed. So as a defense, you got to, rally yourselves around that. And obviously having the short field doesn't do you any favors. Now is the time for that offense to come out with a nice, efficient drive and find the 6 points that they couldn't find earlier.
Especially since both of these teams are 0-3 in the league. This game is crucial, absolutely crucial, to even have a chance, like you said, to get the sixth seed. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out.
Yeah, and obviously if you're Pleasant Valley, you want to get that first win at home as well. So you got the home cook and the home momentum on your side. But making turnovers like that is not going to help your case.
It's a short, high kick there, taken at about the 25-yard line to the outside and brought down at about the 40-yard line, just short of the 40-yard line. So 1st and 10 for the Vikings. We'll get our second look at quarterback Gregory Darms filling in for the injured Zane Ferguson.
Yeah, we'll see how this offense deals with the pressure packages that the Spartans came out with in that first series. See if they can make some adjustments to that.
First and 10, man in motion. Handoff taken there. Good for a few. Brings up a second and about 7.
Yeah, those the Spartan linebackers are creeping up to the line, trying to catch that cadence. Might have to start thinking about, maybe running one more play and try to hit them with a pop pass over the middle, because those linebackers are biting on the running play pretty hard.
That was Saber cool with the carry. Look for him to get the ball a lot tonight. Scrambling out of the pocket, taking it himself. Gets pushed out of bounds at about the 48-yard line. Darms with a nice quarterback keep.
Very nice decision there to keep the ball and run down. Picks up a great block by Chico, his wide receiver, to get some extra yards, and Vikings had their first down of the game.
Good to see their offense get something going.
Yeah, it keeps their defense off the field, able to make some adjustments for the next time they're on it.
Man in motion. Darms in the shotgun. Option pass out to Savercool. Finds a nice hole up the middle. It's him against White Hopi to get to the end zone. And he's in. Stays on his feet. Gets tripped up there by White Hopi. Touchdown Vikings. And how about that?
Daring pitch right there, but he makes it, and Savercool just makes that one cut, and he makes reservations for 6 in the end zone.
I love what you said.
Touchdown Vikings. And that gets this home crowd right back into it.
And certainly that's what their team needs, that kind of boost of confidence to get things going. Number 16, Brody Hill, back to attempt the extra point. Knocks that one through beautifully. And we have a tie ball game, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, and that's the danger you have in Savercool. Not only can he read blocks really well and hide behind that big offensive line, but he makes that one cut, and he has the speed to take it to the house at any time. And that's a big, big lift for this entire Pleasant Valley team and fan base.
6:08 to go here in the first quarter. It looks like we're in for a good game tonight, huh?
Yeah, I mean, quite the, I think it took Paradise and Chico last week to put 2 on the board at the same time, so we might be in for a little bit of a dogfight here.
Do you want to watch more of your school's great matchups like the game you are enjoying here tonight? Then tell your school to sign up for the PlayOn Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all of their games and other activities live on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP. Matt Mellinger here alongside Nick Dobis, and so far it's been a good matchup. 7-7.
Yeah,
nice run there by Sabercool.
Yeah, the Spartans took advantage of an early turnover, but, Vikings, responded adequately and put one in the end zone. So both these teams, even though with losing records, wants to prove that they want that final playoff spot eventually.
And an onside kick there. And a little bit of a negative return, but at least that caught everybody off surprise.
Yeah, and if you're a Logan Levier right there, you might want to think about just catching that ball and going down. We're actually, that's 2 punches in the mouth that we've seen that the Spartans take on a special teams fielding, and the ball hasn't coughed out yet, but you might want to get down next time right there because there's going to be a lot of heat coming.
So the Spartans offense got a lucky break there on a punt return, able to recover the fumble with good territory and able to punch one in. We'll see what they can do here now. Flag thrown. Sandow gets rid of that one. Pass incomplete. Mitch Fox, the intended receiver. And we're waiting on the call from the official.
Yeah, it was pretty early in the play, so it'll be interesting what they call here. And it looks like it's going to be a sideline warning for Pleasant Valley.
Oh, wow, that was a sideline violation by the Vikings. There you hear some of the fans not agreeing with that one.
Well, they want to do everything they can to help their team win, so I don't blame them.
Hopi and Fox lined up to the right side. Goliford bouncing it to the outside, cuts it back up the middle, gets pulled down at about the 42-yard line, so plenty of good for the first down.
Yeah, showing off his vision, like his counterpart, Saver Cool, with the great vision to once again follow his blocks and make the correct cut. A lot of young running backs in that situation would love to bounce it outside and get the big play, but he stays patient and just finds the hole and picks up the first down.
1st and 10 from about the 42-yard line. Quick toss out to Tucker Goliford. This time he does take it to the outside, still on his feet at about the 10-yard line, and he's going to score. So, wow, how about that? Touchdown, Red Bluff.
And he appears to be a broken record in the right type of way. Once again, has the speed on the outside, the great vision, and when he sees that, that hole, he just hits it and has the burst of speed. So we might be seeing a little bit of a running back duel here tonight.
It looked almost as if he was pushed out of bounds at about the 20, but Connor Ross to attempt the extra point. And that one's good, so 14-7, Vikings on top. Excuse me, Spartans on top of the Vikings. Having a bit of trouble tonight with the PA announcer in here.
That's okay. We're one big happy family.
I feel like I'm not myself.
We're one big happy family here with the rest of the crew and stuff, so luckily we like each other so we can stand this close.
Absolutely. So 5:23 to go here in the first quarter. Spartans get the lead 14-7 here. And still, I'm interested to see how this Pleasant Valley offense gets going. We really haven't seen too much other than Sabercool's big runs. So I want to see them pass a little bit more.
Well, Pleasant Valley head coach Mike Cooley told the Chico ER earlier this week that it's a playoff time for us now. We have to play every game like it's our last game. I think both teams have that mentality right now and kind of showing it. Not so much on the defensive side, but definitely on the offensive side in this first quarter.
And only 3 league games left. It's crunch time. I mean, like you said, you got to treat every game as if it is playoffs. That one over Henderson's head. He's going to watch that go into the end zone. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 20 for Gregory Darms.
Now, if you're the Vikings here, you have to just remember to stay patient. You know you got a home run hitter in your backfield, so keep feeding it to him. But don't get too anxious in the passing game and make a mistake. You already had one turnover, which was, on the special teams, but you don't want to give the Spartans excellent field position again.
Exactly, and with that running back threat that Sabercool presents, it's good to wear down the secondary, especially this early in the game. There he goes again up the middle. Good for about 3 or 4. Sam Sabercool. He comes out to get a breather, and I think that's good. That's a good thing.
Yeah, he's a workhorse on that side of the ball and stuff. So it's good to pull him out every once in a while. But he is definitely going to be the key for these Vikings to win the game.
So 2nd and 6 for Pleasant Valley. Quarterback pitch almost gets taken down for a huge loss.
Yeah, excellent play there by Brandon Ragone from his defensive line spot. Darms made a very bold pitch there, but luckily it worked out for him. Yeah, very risky, but it showed a little bit of his athleticism right there. And fortunately, it landed in his
Looks like
teammates'
he pitched
hands.
it forward.
Almost looked like he did, but the officials said otherwise, so they live to see another down.
3rd and 6. Darms back to pass. Tucker Goliford hits him hard for a big loss. He loses about 10 yards on that play.
Yeah, and Darms did not see that cornerback blitz at all coming. Nice call with the Cobra blitz to send the cornerback there. Lays down the big hit and forces a 4th and long here.
Surprised he held on to that ball.
Yeah.
Big hit there by Tucker Goliford.
Well, we saw his speed running in the end zone in the last series, and he shows off his speed in the short distance to the quarterback there.
You don't see a corner blitz at this level too often, and that was just one of those times where it proves deadly. So they'll punt this one away. Christopher Jordan watches it bounce down, and a great bounce there for the Vikings.
Great bounce, but if the ball is bouncing your way, just let it roll on, young man.
Certainly.
But it still forces still a good shift in field position here. Still a long field here for the Spartans. So see if the Vikings can wrangle up their defense here and make a big stop.
And 3:19 to go here in the first quarter. Hand off to Tucker Gulliford, finds a big hole up the middle, and it's him alone with one other guy. Gets pulled down at about the 25-yard line.
Once again showing that speed and that patience, letting his tight end set the edge, jumps right outside of it, and makes another huge gain here.
And luckily, Tommy Dearman was there to bring him out of bounds because he would have been gone. We see that a lot. He likes to get to the outside. We saw it last possession, too.
Yeah, and as I said, the key to this game is can, the Vikings defense set that edge, and they're not doing a good job at it right now, but they're going to have to make some adjustments in order to do so.
So 1st and 10 for the Spartans. Sandow looking for Hopi downfield. Has him open in the end zone. Touchdown, Red Bluff. Airs that one deep.
Yeah,
Wyatt Hopi. We talked about him earlier.
Yeah, kind of a moonbeam there by Sandow. Kind of put a lot of air underneath the ball, but luckily Hopi was able to run past the coverage and made a nice over-the-shoulder catch for the touchdown.
And Connor Ross. Oh, it looks like they're going to be going for 2 here. Not sure why.
This could be a wrinkle they might be adding in for next week, try to work on game time.
And that one just out of the reach of Christian Jordan. So they fail to convert, but find themselves with a nice lead with 3 minutes to go here in the first quarter.
Yeah, and I mean, when you have a guy like Gulliford in the backfield, it can really put a lot of pressure on the defense. You see a lot of heavy run. You want to make adjustments to that, put some more guys in the box, and then they hit you with a nice, deep post pattern, and gets the Vikings right there. But once again, we've seen this offense can move the ball. We know they have the big play capability, but best thing for them right now is, keep this ball, sustain it, maybe run out this first quarter and try to get that touchdown to start the second quarter.
Certainly a slow-moving first quarter.
Slow moving, but high scoring at the same time.
Absolutely.
Kind of a bit of a conundrum.
It's fun to be a part of. Connor Ross is going to kick this one away. Short squib kick. Fair catch call, but he fumbles it. And that'll be a Red Bluff ball.
And that is the last thing the Vikings needed right there. That was a tough kick there by the young man to pop it up in the air, and it looks like special team turnovers are hurting this team early right now.
You know what's unfortunate? You saw him calling the fair catch too, but you can't do that on an outside kick.
Yeah, you can't do that in high school. I know they made that adjustment in the NFL this year.
That is true.
Which I think is a bit ridiculous and kind of takes all the fun out of the play. But
I think so too.
Unfortunately, the young man couldn't bring the ball down right there.
So 1st and 10 for the Spartans.
Viking defense has really got to dig deep here on this one.
And fumble on the play there by Tucker Gulliford. Recovered there by the Vikings. And a little bit of pushing and shoving going on after the play. A little bit of extracurriculars.
Yeah, it looks like the Spartans try to get a little too cute there with the misdirection. Nice forced fumble there. And it looks like Brian Esquivel, the nice forced fumble right there.
He did a good job reading that play, got through into the backfield and punched that ball out. Even if he brought him down, that would have been a big loss, but the fact that he was able to get the ball out too and get a turnover for his team.
They're kind of fortunate to fall on it. Sometimes,
Absolutely.
trying to fall on a football is
Exactly.
trying to get on a wet cat. And luckily they make the recovery, and this could put a lot of wind back in the Pleasant Valley Sails here.
So nice job by that Viking defense to get the ball back.
Yeah, and this is kind of the field position that the Vikings are most comfortable with. Obviously, you saw Savercool riff up a big 45-yard run. And knowing that, as the Spartans, you got to play, you have to respect his running ability, but respect the ability for the Vikings in the passing game.
Certainly. Quarterback keeper up the middle. Gets down to about the 25-yard line. Nice pickup there from the quarterback keeper.
Yeah, beautiful read by Darms right there. Saw the defensive end crashing in, falling Savercool. Just stuck the ball, kept it for himself, and picked up a first down.
First and 10 from about the 25-yard line. Darms in the shotgun. Hands it off to Sabercool. Able to get forward for a couple.
Yeah, it looks like the Vikings are trying to spread out that Spartan defense, putting four wide receivers out and letting Sabercool read that, guard pull right there. Unfortunately, it didn't result in too much of a gain. And it looks like we might have an injured Spartan on the field.
That is Jamie Gonzalez. The linebacker. And he's able to trot off the field. That's a good sign.
Yeah, good sign for the Spartans D. Looks like he'll just sit out this play.
Yeah, he'll be back out.
Right back in there. It was pretty fun to watch that game last week with all the wounded Panthers coming back to win that game. Pretty miraculous.
Hopefully they had a light practice week to give the guys some rest. That was a dogfight. 2nd and 9. Darms is going to throw downfield here. Oh, throws over the middle, finds a man open, and they should have enough for a first down.
Yeah, beautiful play there by Jack Souza running the crossing route. Find the nice little gap in the zone. Was able to sit down and make a nice play, but it looks like it might be coming back.
Major hats off to the Chico High team. Both quarterbacks, Trevon Reed and Daniel Robbins, did a great job overcoming injured players, and they lost a couple guys early in the first half.
Yeah, a couple of defensive linemen, starting defensive linemen as well.
Played Paradise tough late in the 4th and into overtime and came out on top. So that penalty will move them back to about the 40-yard line.
Yeah, it's the Vikings' second penalty on the night. The last one kind of stalled their drive too, so hopefully they can pick up some yards here to make it a 3rd and manageable.
Gets that one off to Matt Henderson.
Yeah, good composure there by Darms. Feels the pressure coming. Already took a couple licks in this game, but was able to, throw the ball, take the hit. Makes this a, 3rd and long, but 3rd and a lot more manageable than it was the last down. So see if they can pick up a big first down.
3rd and 12 for the Vikings. Darms back to pass, throws over the middle. Good for a few.
Yeah, I don't know if there's some miscommunication on that play because it almost looked at first that they were trying to run a screen to Savercool, but then try to go with another passing play because Savercool was standing there and could have easily maybe ran for a first down and possibly a touchdown. So let's see what the Vikings elect to do here on 4th down in the Spartans' territory.
Facing a 4th and 8. Looks like they're going to go for it, and why not? Darms back to pass. Looks to the end zone for this one. Picked off there by number 5, Christian Jordan. And he's going to take this one down the PV sideline. Still on his feet. Able to cut back into the middle. Christian Jordan down the sideline to about the 30-yard line. To the 10. Touchdown, Red Bluff.
Oh.
Unbelievable.
Oh, boy.
That was a crazy play.
That was
100-yard interception, ladies and gentlemen.
And if the Vikings had, winning their cells, getting that fumble recovery, and whatever they had just kind of left right there. Beautiful read. Darms tried to go for the end zone, had a man right there, just kind of selled the ball a little bit. And see, that was Wyatt Hopi on the intercept.
No, that was Christian
Christian Jordan with a fantastic interception return.
The senior defensive back. And the 2-point conversion is good. Tucker Goliford trots in. Gets 2. So 22 seconds left. Red Bluff on top, 28-7.
And that's just killer. Your defense comes up with a big stop. You get a little bit of a drive. You want to go for that piece of the pie in the end zone, even up this game. But there's just some things you just can't force, and kind of force the ball right there. Unfortunately, turns into a pick six the other way.
And that was a good look there by Darms because he had 2 men in that area of the end zone. Unfortunately, the
Christian
pass
Jordan just
came up
made a
short.
fantastic play and had some tremendous blocks on this sideline as well, too.
Yeah, definitely. Give not only him credit, but his blocking guys, too. Great job there. So 28-7 with 22 seconds left here in the first quarter. And another high kick taken at about the 25-yard line.
Oh, he's got some daylight.
And he's got some room. We'll see if he can get past Connor Ross here. Able to get his way down to about the 45-yard line, so a great return there.
And this is going to be a true test drive for the Vikings offense. It looks like they might get one play off here before the end of the second quarter, but, they're still very much in this game, even though they're down by 3 touchdowns. Still, if they, come back here, get that score, make it a 2-score game, still have ourselves a ball game.
That was Dylan Beatty on the return. Shows his speed there. So 1st and 10 from about the 46-yard line.
Oh.
I think there was movement there on the offensive line of the Vikings.
Yeah, it looked like maybe a little bit of a false snap by center Carson O'Connell.
So that'll move him back 5 yards to about the 49-yard line. What an interesting first quarter.
It's been quite interesting is probably the best way I would put it.
1st and 15. Darms back to pass, given pressure there, scrambles out to the right. Nice pass there.
Yeah, it looks
Connects
like
with DeArmond.
Yeah, it looks like it was pretty good coverage right there, but Darm, wanted to redeem himself from his last throw. Throws the, nice little needle right there to get the first down.
Great job there, scrambling out to the right, dealing with the pressure. Able to get the first down. Sergio Mendoza, number 60, into the game. And that'll do it for the first quarter, and I can't find any other word to describe it other than interesting so far.
Yeah, very interesting. Obviously both teams have made mistakes here, but both teams have capitalized on the other's mistakes as well. So, pretty high-scoring affair here early, and it'll be interesting to see. We could be in for a wild one here. We might see Pleasant Valley come back and score a touchdown, tie this thing up right before half, hopefully they do and make it an entertaining match.
I think we're in, what, week 7 already?
It is week 7.
Week 7,
The
and
season is
there
just
has not
flying
been
by.
a boring game that I've seen all year. There's
No.
always been an interesting, I don't know what it is with the EAL of the northern section, but always interesting games. Haven't seen a boring one yet. It's been a lot of fun.
They're all entertaining in their own right. I mean, we've been kind of lucky and blessed the last couple of weeks to see some exciting games, and hopefully this one can turn out to be one of those exciting games too.
I think this is your 3rd week now doing EAL games?
Yeah, I believe this is my 3rd week. I did a Pleasant Valley earlier this season when they
That's right,
crushed Las Plumas.
Yeah, this is our 3rd week working together, and wow, have we seen some cool games working together alongside each other. With the Paradise Enterprise game, and then last week, of course, with that thriller and double OT. It's been a lot of fun. A lot of action here tonight as well. The running back stopped there for a loss. Sam Savercool.
Yeah, as I've said, that Spartans defense has been aggressive all night, and they're going to stick to the game plan. They've got, they got bit once by Savercool, but that's not going to stop them from being aggressive.
And since it is fall, I can't wait for the rain to start coming down.
Nothing like
That'll
a little
be fun
mud
on
football
these
in the
grass
northern
fields,
section.
man.
That's
Up
right.
here, that'll be a lot of fun to see. Some good smash mouth mud football.
We've been talking about, we've been talking about Tucker Golaford, and obviously having a fantastic start tonight. But just to give you a recap of a little bit of the season, had 6 rushing touchdowns versus Wheatland on October 12th, a 300-yard plus game.
Oh wow!
Earlier
yeah,
this
that's
season
right.
versus
Last
Anderson,
week.
and he's he's averaging about 11.6 yards a pop. So you don't hear him too much about it. I haven't had the pleasure of seeing him, but seeing this young man work tonight has been a pleasure so far. That is, unless of course you're a Pleasant Valley faithful.
He had a huge game against Anderson a few weeks back in a game that Adam Levine and I were covering. Darm's back to throw here. Looks like he just underthrows number 9, Cole Roberts. And there is a flag on that one. It'll be a little pass interference on the Spartans.
Yeah, it looked like the defender Sean Freeney in the coverage right there. Looks like the ball wasn't catchable, but he did have his hands kind of in the receiver's midst a little bit. That's why he incurred the penalty.
Definitely saw a little bit of touching as the pass was underthrown. Sorry about that.
No, it's okay.
Keep bumping India over
It's
here.
okay. I'm an ex-football player. I can take a few hits, especially up here.
Hey, I used to be a lacrosse goalie, so I know all about getting hit, and hitting people, getting bruises from 90-mile-an-hour shots. It's fun. It's fun being back involved in sports, and certainly to see football up here is just a treat. So 1st and 10 from the 15. The Vikings in good field position here. And there is a flag on the play, however.
That's going to be the 4th penalty on the Vikings. No penalties, or in 1 penalty actually, by the Spartans. That last pass interference. So currently 4-1.
First and 15 for the Vikings.
And if you are the Vikings, you have to be thinking, this is a must-score situation.
Absolutely. I mean, kind of running out of time here. Savercool takes it to the outside. Tries to cut back up, but looks like he slipped a little bit before being hit.
And see, that's the other thing I love about Savercool, too. Even though he's an undersized running back, he doesn't mind getting his nose dirty and taking on that hit and making the defender think about tackling him next time. Doesn't make a big gain there, but I love how the kid runs hard every play.
Absolutely, and that's what makes smaller sized running backs that much more effective is the fact that they're willing to take a hit and willing to run just hard-nosed plays. Great job by Sabercool. Darms throws this one over the middle, and that was DeArmond.
No, it looks like that was
Cole Roberts. Number 9,
Cole Roberts. Yeah, the Vikings dial up another blitz, but Darms was able to hit Cole Roberts, who ran a beautiful slant route over the middle, right up over the blitzing linebackers, and picks up another first down here.
So 1st and goal on about the 3-yard line. It looks like he got just up to the goal line, but from our vantage point here. Taken down for a loss. So a 2nd and 4 now. Loss of 1 on the play.
Yeah, that is kind of one of the disadvantages of having a smaller running back is those, second, 1st and shorts. You'd like to have a guy like, Jonathan Dixon up in Paradise that can bang out some short yardage and stuff. I think Sabercool works best, running off tackle, maybe getting him to the outside here on the goal line. Give him some speed heading towards that, end zone, because he can keep his feet churning pretty well.
Rolling out to the near side, taken down at about the 6 or 7 yard line, so another loss.
Yeah, try to take advantage on that outside and the wide side of the field there, but good pursuit by the Spartan defense to keep him out of the end zone, and this is going to bring up a big 3rd and goal.
They read that the whole way down the line of scrimmage on that one.
Yeah, I mean,
great job by the linebackers.
Yeah, and it looks like this is 4-down situation for the Vikings here, so don't necessarily need to get the end zone on this play. Obviously 6 points would be nice, but if you can set up a 4th and short, that'd be ideal too. And it looks like they're going to take a timeout to think about it.
And see, this is the situation where you have to score. I'm not sure, they were on the 3-yard line to start, and they've had 2 consecutive plays where they've had negative yardage. So if you're going to have any chance of keeping your postseason hopes alive, this is where you got to.
Yeah. Well, you can anticipate, the Spartans, they've been blitzing for a large majority of the game. It's almost as if it's their base defense. So you can try to take advantage with a short pass over the middle. But I think, maybe your best play is to get it in the hands of Sabercool. Maybe not right up the middle, but something off tackle, put a fullback in front of him. This kid's athletic enough to find the end zone. So we'll see what obviously the Spartans know that too. So they'll probably have a guy, at the linebacker position, maybe put a spy on him and, just make the Vikings take another option to the end zone.
So 8:55 to go here in the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, let's see if they take advantage of that wide side of the field at the top of your screen.
Takes quarterback keep into the end zone. Touchdown, Vikings. So great job there. That's something they absolutely had to get done there.
Yeah, great play design there. Great play design to go with the option. Obviously, the defensive end bid on Sabercool. Darms made a nice read and trotted nicely into the end zone.
So that'll give them some much-needed credit here, or confidence, excuse me.
Yeah, if they make the extra point here, it makes it a 2-score game, and there's plenty of football left
Absolutely. It's been a pretty slow game so far, but definitely not a lack of action that we've seen. That one is high, and it is good. So 14-28. What's been a crazy half of scoring so far. The visiting Red Bluff Spartans on top of the home Pleasant Valley Vikings.
Yeah, that's a good stride to, to settle the ships. Obviously, a lot of teams could have easily hit that panic button after the, that wonderful, 100-yard, interception return by Jordan. But, the Vikings were able to steady their ships, get everyone settled, and, scoring a touchdown can ease a lot of nerves.
Not only that, but also losing that ball on the punt return. So this is a good confidence booster.
Yeah, almost almost a metaphor for their season. Not everything's really gone their way, but they're
Yeah.
a team that is still fighting, still wants to win this game, and knows that they're not exactly out of this playoff picture yet. So that's encouraging to see.
And Red Bluff able to take advantage of those opportunities that they've given them.
Yeah, if the Vikings can limit their turnovers and limit opportunities for the Spartans, we could have a heck of a comeback here.
So Brody Hill will be kicking off for the Vikings. We'll see if they go for some sort of trickery again. Wow, gives that one a nice boot. That's going to go into the end zone. Kyle Case had no chance on that one. Way over his head.
And this is probably, the longest field that the Spartans have seen all night. Most of the time it's been kind of given to them by the Vikings. So we'll see if they can manufacture, a efficient drive all the way down the field, or if the Vikings can come up with a turnover or a 3-and-out.
The first time the Vikings haven't given them favorable field position. They're going to have to earn this one. So 1st and 10 from the 20 for the Spartans. Sandow hands off to Tucker Gulliford. Gulliford taking it to the outside. Picks up about 20 on the play, so a great run there.
Yeah, the Spartans definitely know where that weak spot is, and it's right on the edge. With that tackle, the tight end combination, setting the edge and letting Gilliard do the rest.
Oh, but there is a flag.
A very late flag here.
Maybe some sort of unsportsmanlike, or
it looks like they're going to get a sideline warning as too.
So the Vikings are not the only culprits of sideline violations, my friend.
Too many eager players creeping on that field. So both teams are issued a warning in this first half. Hopefully it doesn't come back to affect this game later.
We got many sideline violations back when we were in high school. It's all the coaches are constantly trying to keep the players back, 3 feet.
Yeah,
or
and you yourself lose sense of where you are on the field too, because you're so caught up in the game.
Especially a game like this where emotions are going to be running high. Gulliford with a nice stiff arm, able to get the first down. Great job there. Picks up the first down at about the 45, 46-yard line.
Yeah, looking at this Viking defense, it's not really, schematic or X's and O's because their players are in the right spot. It just comes down to making that tackle, it seems. Kudos to Goliard with a great stiff arm there, but, you got to hang on there and let the cavalry come and get the gang tackle. And I think, in order to tire Goliard out, they're going to have to gang tackle a lot more. Excuse me, Gulliford.
Gulliford again drags a couple of defensive linemen with him on his way out to the 40-yard line.
See, and there it was trying to set the edge again.
Excuse me, the 42-yard line.
Setting that fullback in motion, leading the way right on the, right up into that 5-hole. And look, as you said, there is another penalty on the play. This one, it looks like they're going to be discussing a little bit more.
And they wave it off. So there again, you see the strength of Gulliford, able to drag a couple guys on his way out for a nice carry. So 2nd and 4 for the Spartans. See a couple linebackers getting up to that line, maybe showing a little blitz here. Quick handoff up the middle.
Yes, indeed. It looks like both those linebackers went on that play, but that Spartan offensive line was able to hold them off. The running back was able to move the chains to get the first down. Nice job by that offensive line to pick up that blitz.
And Dylan Milton, number 21, getting the carry there. This kid is also one of their big threats. He's gone 56 carries for 292 yards this season. So
not too
he
shabby
takes
for
some
a
of the
little
load.
fullback.
Yeah,
not
absolutely.
too shabby.
He takes some of the load off of Gulliford's Back to pass. About 5 yards ahead of his intended receiver.
Yeah, a route like that is strictly based on timing. Looks like the quarterback tried to time it up. A nice play by that defensive back on the wide side.
He was with him step for step.
Yeah, kept his hands on him in the 5-yard zone and then was with him step for step. So that's very encouraging to see. They just need, this defense, just needs to get it done on the running game.
Christian Jordan, the intended receiver. So that brings up a 2nd and 10 from the 35-yard line. Tucker again picks up about 6. Down to about the 30-yard line or so.
Yeah, and this might be the one of the bigger third downs here we have in this first half. And the Spartans are falling in love with the that off-tackle running play. Wouldn't be surprised to see it again.
6:45 remaining here in the first half. Sandow's pass over the middle, intercepted. There's a flag thrown, however. And he's going to be taken down at about the 47-yard line.
Beautiful play right there by the linebacker. Able to turn his head around just in time to see the ball. Spartan tried to go with a little pop pass there to catch the linebacker looking, but he had none of it. Looks like that was Trey Rosenbaum on that interception. Very nice play there. And once again, we see the momentum shift.
Exactly, and that's one of the things that's going to come into count here late in the fourth quarter.
Now it'll be interesting to see where this penalty was thrown, if it was before or after the interception.
It's going to basically be who takes advantage of these turnovers.
Yeah, that was Red Bluff's 3rd turnover of the game, 5th turnover overall for both teams. So a lot of scoring, but also a lot of mistakes by both these teams early.
And most of the scoring's coming from these turnover, and both teams able to capitalize. Yeah, the referee's still talking about this one. Not sure exactly what the call is. Do you have any idea, Mr. Zarchin?
Our producer's as perplexed as we are about this. So,
and Justin Barney on top of us upstairs. Give me 2 stomps if you can hear me, Justin.
He's a true man of his work. Doesn't expose himself. We were talking about both these teams potentially contending for a playoff spot, and if the Vikings do find their way to the playoffs, it would be the first time since 2008. So this game really does matter, especially for the Vikings.
Both teams 0-3 in the Eastern Athletic League, so technically, whichever team wins this game tonight, they will be in contention for that 6th spot.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And that's a critical penalty here.
So that was a holding against the Vikings. That'll give them 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line. 6:30 to go here in the first half.
Yeah, the Spartans fortunate to keep the ball right there.
Goliford up the middle, stopped by a group of Vikings defensive linemen.
But, this Vikings defense, which has given up a bit of points the last few weeks, is starting to really show some fight and, kind of you can see a lot of their frustration right there. So maybe they can get a big stop here.
Especially, you said they've been 0-4 the past couple games, so really anxious, hoping to get that win here tonight. 2nd and 9, another flag is thrown.
Yeah, it looks like we're gonna have a false start here.
It's looking similar to last week with all these flags flying.
Yeah, most of it was on the Panthers side, but it's pretty even right now for the penalties.
It's like, just let them play, boys.
Yeah, 5 and 4 with Red Bluff with 4, Paradise with 5. Both teams are going to have to clean it up a little bit in this first half.
So a 3rd and 15 for the Spartans, who are deep in Viking territory. Sandow's going to air this one out. Intended for White. Hopi tipped just in time by number 25, Jack Souza. Able to get a hand on it just before Wyatt was going to reel that one in.
Yeah, that's kind of the second ball that we've seen Sandow float to the end zone. This time it doesn't work in his favor. And Souza was able to get underneath it, get a paw on it, and swat it down to force a 3rd and long here.
3rd and 15 for the Spartans. Hopi and Fox lined up towards our side of the field. Sandow in the shotgun.
Looks like they might be bringing a corner back, going to a cover 0. And and the Spartans take a timeout once they saw that. Yeah, the Vikings walked up on their cornerbacks and brought the safety up. And obviously, that was something that Coach Corey Hine didn't like and wants to talk his team over about with. So both teams down to just one timeout left.
Folks, be sure to stay tuned after the conclusion of this first half. We'll have the halftime show for you here coming up shortly after the start of the halftime. We'll go over some of the stats and just basically dissect this game as we've seen it so far. A lot of interesting stuff we have to talk about.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if the Vikings defense can get, a stop here in some way, shape, or form and score a late touchdown and make it a 1-point game again. It looked like, with that interception by Jordan in that first quarter that, the Vikings were kind of out of it. But as we've been saying, this is a team that has a lot of fight in it. It's not quite ready to give up yet.
They need this.
Yeah, they need a huge stop here, though, to help them out.
Big 3rd down now. Giving some pressure there. Sandow able to avoid the tackler. Throws it to the far corner. And Red Bluff comes up with the catch. They both had their hands on that one. That was Christian Jordan.
Yeah, Christian Jordan showing off his basketball skills there, winning the jump ball. Great play by Sandow to avoid the sack and throws up the prayer. And
that was basically a 3 flies up scenario. They both had their hands on it.
And Jordan answers that prayer right there and gives the Spartans another touchdown.
And one of the defensive linemen was able to almost get to Sandow and bring him down. And he was able to scramble to the outside and just threw one right back towards the end of the end zone. Extra point good, 35-14 now. The visiting Spartans on top. And that's just a bad break there for the Vikings.
Yeah, a bad break. It's kind of rough. You got the quarterback balled up, and he just kind of throws.
Able to air one out, exactly.
Yeah, just airs one out, and as a defender, just a difference of a half a second there on the jump. Made a great play, made the right play. And, sometimes as a young cornerback, you want to make that, that interception, but maybe sometimes the best play is just to swat it down, force the 4th down, and maybe force the field goal.
I think he was going for the interception, and you can't blame him.
Oh, yeah, it's hard. You're in that position. You want to take the interception.
Exactly.
You're not thinking, it's not really a debate, but, Jordan was able to make a tremendous play there.
In college, the quarterback probably would have swatted that one down.
So Christian Jordan making his presence felt here in this first half.
That's
very much
2
so.
for the young man tonight.
Yeah. 2 interceptions, 1 for that 100-yard return. 1 interception, 1 touchdown pass.
The Spartans show an onside kick here, and they go with it. And they're able to get it.
And that's just unfortunate.
An unfortunate break there for the Vikings.
It's caught the Vikings defense napping on that one. And, that's a hard play on special teams, You're expecting the ball to get kicked back, but you got to be aware Smart play by the Spartans to kick it to the weak side and put their speedster on the outside to make a fantastic play.
And 5:05 here to go in the first half.
Yeah, it looks like the Spartans are going to be looking for the final nail in the coffin here with this drive.
Our producer here thinking that was not a nice move by the Spartans. And I agree, but at the same time, this is a game that has playoff implications. So, you know, you kind of have to catch your opponent off guard.
Right. Looks like the Vikings tried to send, their safety Brian Lurch to disrupt the quarterback. Nice pickup by the Spartans offensive line, and Sandow was able to make a great read and ran outside to make this a second and manageable.
Sandow on the quarterback keeper. Gets it out to about the 37-yard line, 38-yard line for a 2nd and 5. Goliford gets forward for about 5. We'll see where they spot it. See if he's just short of the first down. So 3rd and 9 now for the Spartans.
The Vikings can get a big stop here. They can force Spartans into a tough decision, probably get the ball back with plenty of time left to make this an interesting game again.
Dylan Milton picks up 2.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be close, but he might have just gotten there. It's going to depend on where the officials put this ball.
That should be enough for the first down. We'll see if they bring the chain gang out.
And it looks like they're going to give it to him, yeah.
That's our ball game, folks. Just kidding.
No. As we've seen, these Vikings have shown a lot of fight. They've had a lot of, mistakes in this half, but they've bounced back nicely. Going to have to try to keep the Spartans out of the end zone here, though, in order to preserve any momentum for the second half.
See if they can force a turnover now and march down and score before halftime. That would be essential to maintaining a presence.
Yeah, and hopefully make a comeback.
Sandow given pressure, taken down for a big loss. Loses about 8 or 9 yards on the play.
And that was Chad Olson. We haven't called his number enough tonight, but he is a heck of a player and got shot out of a cannon on that one to make a huge sack there. Chad Olson, had his first game back when I saw him in Las Plumas. He broke his clavicle at a Cal's Bear football camp.
Oh,
and
wow.
He's a heck of a player, and he's going to need his name called a lot more, and especially in the second half. But that's a huge play right there. And that's exactly the kind of play you need out of a young junior right there.
Uh-huh. If you're the coach, you got to be psyched knowing that you have a player that's coming up making big plays as a junior. Certainly he's going to contribute a lot more as a senior.
Yeah, absolutely. If he can stay healthy, and he's going to hopefully not have a big impact tonight, but have a big impact in that 2013 season as well.
So 3:30 remaining here in the first half.
Now, if you're the Spartans here, it's okay. You don't want to get too greedy, because obviously, the turnovers have been in your favor, but you don't want to throw a pick six here yourself or give the Vikings a good chance at field position.
And with all these flags and stuff, the clock's been stopped a lot. Sandow throws that one way over Christian Jordan's head. So 3rd and about 18.
Yeah, like I said, don't get too greedy here if you're the Spartans. You already got a pretty sizable lead. I know you want to go for the throat here on this drive. That's why you went for that onside kick.
Yeah.
But, if you, put the Vikings in a long field here with about 3.5 minutes left, you're going to find yourself in a good position going into the locker room at halftime.
Sandow in the shotgun, looking to air this one out. Giving some pressure there, rolls out. Looks for Wyatt Hopi. Did he come up with a catch? Yes. Calls that one a catch. Great job there by Wyatt Hopi to dive and make a great catch.
Yeah, very athletic play. That looks like he's going to come out just short. And if I have to make an educated guess here, I'm going to guess that Coach Hine is probably going to go for it, keep the ball in his possession.
And there you see number 23, Kyle Case, coming into the game. He's also another one of their, along with Dylan Milton and Tucker Goliford, Kyle Case is also their returner and running back.
Yeah, it looks like the Spartans are going to give a lot for the Vikings to think about on this 4th down.
By returner, I mean kick returner, if you didn't catch that.
I did,
Just wanted to clarify.
That's for the folks at home.
Sandow in the shotgun, Wyatt Hopi in motion. Bobbles the snap, but able to get forward. And he'll have enough for the first down.
And that's kind of been the way it has been for the Vikings this first half. Some balls bounce their way, but it's been kind of bouncing the other way this game. And fortunately for the Spartans, it doesn't result in a turnover, and they get another first down.
That's kind of been the story of the game so far, is these turnovers. And, that 100-yard reception, that sticks out in my mind as the play of the game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Possibly of the season. I know we still have a few
the
games
Vikings,
left, but I don't think I've seen a play of that.
Yeah, they're going down, so,
fantastic.
Make this an even game, and then Jordan came up with a huge pick there and also got a huge touchdown there in the second quarter, too.
He's in contention for the player of the game so far. There you see Kyle Case get a quick pass, able to stay on his feet before being pulled out at about the 13-yard line.
Yeah, good catch, but excellent pursuit there by the Vikings defense. It's one of the few and far between gang tackles we see in this game. They're going to need a lot more to wear down this Spartan offense.
So 2nd and 1 from about the 14. Goliford in the backfield. Airs that one out to Christian Jordan again with another touchdown. Unbelievable.
Yeah, and if you have Sandow and you have an athlete like that can play both sides of the ball, I would just throw it up to him too. Nice play with the little fade route, beats the defender, and gets another touchdown on the board here right at the end of the half.
So 41-14 here with a couple to play. And the 2-point conversion is no good.
Well, if you're the Vikings, it's pretty easy to hang your head here, but if you still get that touchdown, you make it a 21-41 game here at the end of the half. And football is a crazy sport, and I've seen a lot of crazy things. So
certainly, especially this season, I've seen it.
Yeah, the last thing you need, from this Viking leadership and coaching staff is think you can put this one in the books too early. Plus, you got that big Almond Ball game next week, and that's something to work forward and to work hard towards as well.
That'll be here next Friday night. Oh, excuse me.
Yeah,
that'll be at Chico State.
Yeah,
we're getting some help here in the booth.
Yeah, that is the one game they did play at the university there.
There's a nice kick there. Taken by Henderson at about the 5-yard line. Finds a nice hole up the middle. Takes it to the outside and stopped at about the 40-yard line.
Great vision there by Henderson and good little moves there to get him some open field. And then, like I said, just when you think this Vikings team is down, they make a play like that to give their team a little bit of life. And, with about less than 90 seconds here, we might see some magic out of the Vikings.
And Greg Dufour comes up with a big stop there, possibly stopping a touchdown. So 1st and 10 for PV with about 1:20. Let's see if they can get some magic going here, get things going.
You know, and they don't need some huge pass plays here. They're kind of like Paradise, where they can give the ball to Sabercool, and he can pick up, you know, some huge chunks of yardage on the ground. So let's see if they do that right here.
Pass there to DeArmond. Able to pick up the first down. Gets it to about the 46-yard line. A pickup of 14.
Yeah, very nice conservative play there. Just put the ball in DeArmond's hands. He was able to make a nice move to the outside and pick up the first down.
First and 10 from the 46. Sabercool giving a little bit of trouble there. No gain on the play.
Yeah, that's okay, though. You know, you keep the clock running. You know, you don't want to give, if you do end up scoring here, you don't want to give the, you know, the Spartans a chance to score. So I'm okay with that play. They're just going to have to get some positive yards here on this play.
Ooh, false start there.
That you cannot have, though.
That was Tommy DeArmond.
The young man, I think, just got a little anxious on that play. Just wants to, you know, make a big play for his team here at the end of the half, but just kind of.
And he's made some good plays so far.
Just unfortunately jumped the gun there like Mother Superior.
2nd and 15. And picked off again by Christian Jordan. Christian Jordan takes it down the sideline, cuts it back into the middle, brought down at about the 30-yard line. There is a flag, however. Boy, is this kid having a game.
Yeah, I mean, he was kind of given a gift there, though. You know, as Darm, you know, you want to make a big play at the end of the half and let your receiver go get it, but when you got an athlete like Jordan playing center field back there, it's pretty easy interception. Looks like the Spartans are going to retain the ball with that penalty.
Darms threw that one short. DeArmond was the intended receiver. And so there was a flag for something on that return.
Yeah, it looks like it was a holding call on the return, on the interception return there. It's going to put him back a little bit. But this is a dangerous time here for the Vikings.
So 1st and 10 from about the 45. Sandow and the Spartans with 20 seconds to work with. He's going to scramble out of trouble, takes it himself. Gets pushed out at about the 30. So picks up the first down, and that'll stop the clock.
Yeah.
12 seconds remaining.
The one word if I could give to this Viking defense is containment, containment, containment. We haven't seen too much of that tonight, and they're going to have to find a way to set the edge and force the running game to the inside in the second half if they want to have any success.
First and 10, 12 seconds left on the clock. Sandow in the shotgun, looking to throw downfield here for Hopi. And just out of his reach. 2nd and 10.
You know,
we will take a, I'm sorry, go ahead. Finish your thought.
Oh, no, I was going to say, you know, it doesn't seem, you know, it doesn't look like a victory on the scoreboard, but if the Vikings can, you know, keep the Spartans out of the end zone here, that will be a big victory. And, you know, at least something positive to look forward to going into the second half. It looks like they're actually going to be going for a pretty lengthy field goal here.
And why not? Connor Ross has a big foot on him.
Looks like this is going to be about a
46-yarder.
About a 46-yard field goal, that's correct.
This is huge for high school. And a high snap there. And that one comes close. Just a little bit wide. And that'll do it for the first half of play. Stay tuned. We'll be back in a few minutes for the halftime show, and we'll go over what we saw here so far, as well as give you guys some scores if we can find them from around the league, because it is almost playoff time. Stay tuned. We are PlayOnSports.com.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort. One shot.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot.
And welcome into the halftime show here on PlayOnSports.com. Matt Mellinger alongside Nick Dobus, and man, have we been treated to all these amazing games, and we've just been lucky to see the action that we've seen so far, especially tonight.
Yeah, exactly. I think we were all expecting a tale of Gulliford's travels here in the first half, but it's been Christian Jordan who stole the show here, not only with a 100-yard interception return for a touchdown, but two receiving touchdowns as well. Excuse me, and PV has shown some fight in this game. They just haven't do a good job of setting that edge defensively and taking away that outside running game for the Spartans. But, they have shown some signs of life, and even though the scoreboard is definitely not in their favor, we'll see if they come out in the second half a different team and make this thing, one for the ages.
And quarterback Gregory Darm seems to be settling in a little bit as the game. He was given some problems early on, but able to settle in and, get things going offensively for PV. Of course, turnovers we've talked about a lot so far.
Yeah, both teams have 2 turnovers on the night, and both teams have kind of capitalized on those turnovers for the most part. But, if you're the Spartans, you got to be thinking more of the same with that off-tackle outside running game. And I think if you're the Vikings, we saw a little bit of Savercool with a nice 45-yard touchdown run in the first quarter. I think they need to find a way to get him the ball in different ways. Obviously he can beat you in the backfield, but maybe get him a little bit more involved in the screen game. Maybe, some Texas routes out of the backfield. But I think he just needs to see the ball in his hands a lot more if the Vikings have any chance of getting back in this thing.
Certainly, and some scores from around the league. Paradise 35-3 at half over Shasta. Let's see what else we got here.
And I believe we saw that Foothill was actually
Foothill. That's what I'm looking
Chico.
for right now. I'm on my Twitter feed right now looking for.
Yeah, the last time I checked, it was 14-7 to Foothill over Chico going to halftime. So that could be a pretty big upset as well.
Wairika 7 and Central Valley 7 tied in the first, so they just kicked off a while ago.
So,
and let's see anything else that I can see here on my Twitter feed.
Yeah, a lot of points put up in this first half, especially on the Spartan side. Be interesting to see if the defenses can lock in, make this a little bit of a defensive bout, especially on the Viking side, because they're going to need their defense to play huge here in the second half.
Definitely. I think if you're the Spartans, you just need to keep things going as you are. I mean, they've kept their offense to only 14 points, or they've kept the Vikings offense to only 14 points. So the defense is playing extremely well, and that's something they need to keep going, especially because, like you said, the tough matchup coming up next week.
Right. Yeah, this is a Vikings offense that's only been averaging 23 points a game, so they're on pace for that. It's their defense, which has been struggling in this 4-game losing stretch, that kind of has to, find a way to make some big plays here early and often. The Vikings want to, pull off the impossible.
The Spartans, this is their bid for the playoffs, and it starts tonight, starts next week. They got to take this as a game by game, but essentially you're in the playoffs already.
Yeah, it is that time of the year with the last few games. You're kind of on the outside looking in. And, a win tonight will get you, a little bit closer to that 6th seed spot. But, you also kind of want to shake up the top of the playoff tree a little bit. And if they could do that with a big win over Paradise, it's funny. We see so many good teams in this EAL.
It's ridiculous.
And it's pretty stacked. So it's going to be really interesting to see, where the cards lay at the end of all this and where we go heading into the playoffs. Because, home field advantage is going to be huge. It's going to be huge for any team and stuff. So, if they can, put up this performance again and beat Paradise somehow next week and get Paradise out of the foothills one that's, again, where they're pretty dominant, who knows who's going to end up winning this thing at the end of the season.
So here for the playoff picture that we've been talking about a lot, I have here in front of me an article from Jeff Shuffleberger of the Chico ER, and it says here, the Chico High football team's 36-35 victory over Paradise in 2 consecutive overtimes last Friday not only was a great win for the Panthers, but it also made it impossible to figure out how the Eastern Athletic League and Northern Section Division I playoffs will end up. As of now, 4 Eastern Athletic League teams have 1 loss, with Enterprise and Paradise at 3-1, while Chico and Shasta are 2-1. If Enterprise, Paradise, and Chico win out, and that's certainly no guarantee, especially with the Panthers having to deal with coming off of an emotional, hard-fought victory against the Bobcats, to travel Friday to Palos Cedro to play a foothill team that lost a 45-43 heartbreaker to Enterprise last week. They would all finish 5-1 in the league and 8-2 overall. So certainly these Eastern Athletic League games are being decided by,
and at this
1
point,
or 2 points.
Yeah, and at this point, the only certainty we have is the playoff picture is uncertain.
Yeah,
and it will definitely shape off in these last few games.
So Red Bluff will get the ball here to start the second half. High kick there, and Kyle Case is going to watch that go into the end zone.
You know, Matt and I, as good as this EAL is, I really wouldn't be surprised if when it comes, the quarterfinals and especially the semifinals, if we see 4 teams from this league playing for that D1 championship. I mean, it's just that good. It's just that stacked of a league.
So Sandow and the boys here to get the second half started.
Yeah, and if this defense really needs to rally around Chad Olson, unquestionably their best player, he's going to have to make some big plays to motivate them.
Hopeby in motion, takes the handoff, gets pushed out of bounds at about the 19 or 20-yard line, so he either lost a yard or was even.
Yeah, good pursuit there. Seldom pursuit that we've seen by this Viking defense. Hopefully they head coach made a point to set that edge and not get into the outside and force them to be productive another way.
So 2nd and 9 now for the Spartans. Christian Jordan, the lone receiver, lined up to the near side. Hopey in motion. Tucker Goliford stopped at about the 25-yard line, picks up 3.
Yeah, great play there by number 85, Trey Rosenbaum, to finally set that edge, make Goliford make a decision, make him to make the wrong decision. He made a nice tackle there.
He didn't even have an opportunity to take it to the outside. That defensive line collapsed on him.
Yeah, and it's those plays that the Vikings are going to have to repeat early and often in order to keep the Spartan running game at bay.
Especially now on a 3rd and 5. PV needs a big stop here. Handoff taken by Goliford, taking it to the outside, ripped down behind the line of scrimmage for a nice loss. So it'll be a 4th and about 7. Nice job by PV. There we go.
Absolutely.
Great way to come out and start the second half. Sorry, I keep cutting you off.
No, it's okay. I keep trying to jump in there. My bad. But no, excellent job. And, coming out of the halftime with the score of 41-14, that's exactly what you want to see out of your defense. Not to roll over, not to just say give in, but, hey, let's go out there and make a stop and see if our offense can do something.
Exactly. And this is a big confidence booster right now.
And, I mean, barring the punt here, it looks like the Vikings are going to get some pretty decent field position.
Danny and Henderson looking to take this one. They let it go through. Smart decision there.
Yeah, it looked like it was pretty close to hitting him, too. So luckily, the young man jumped out of the way. That would have been quite disastrous. But yeah, like I said during the halftime show, let's see if they can try to get Savercool the ball in different ways. We know he can run out of the backfield, but I think the Spartans are going to start the key on that. Maybe try to get him some slip screens there and maybe some wheel routes out of the backfield as well.
Now's a good chance for Darms and the guys to forget about the score and just get back to basics. Play football, move the ball like you know how to do. Option. Savercool cuts it back up into the middle. Gets about 5 on the play.
Yeah, it looks like Darms and Savercool lost a little bit of the pitch relation there, but Savercool was able to make a nice catch and cut upfield. I mean, once he makes that first cut, he shows a lot of bursts of speed after that first cut.
2nd and 5 for the Vikings. Man in motion. Option again. This time he takes it himself. Gets forward for a couple. So that'll bring up a 3rd and 3.
Yeah, kind of a mirror image of the last play and the play that they scored, that Darm scored his touchdown on. The little quarterback keeper option. Makes a nice play there to cut up field. And looks like, the defensive end is going to have to slow play that and force the pitch a little bit sooner.
Low snap there. Darm's able to recover it. Throws a quick pass out to Sabercool, unable to connect. So that'll be a 4th and 3.
Yeah, but that, I mean, that's the kind of plays that they need right there, is to get Saver cool in space. You know he's got the speed to do it. You just got to get the ball in his hands. Unfortunately, they don't do it right there on that play.
And that appears at this point in the game, you have to go for it, especially with the ball towards the middle of the field. Take a risk. So 4th and 3.
Looks like the Spartans are going to go man coverage here.
Darms rolls out to the right side, connects with Matt Henderson, but there is a flag, however.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what the flag is because it happened on the far side of the field and pretty close to the end of the play, so we'll see what we have here. It looks like they might have had an illegal man downfield.
Yeah, an eligible receiver downfield. So an unfortunate turn of events there, and I feel like I say this every week, but
yeah,
penalties.
Yeah, that's going to be the Vikings' 6th penalty of the night, and that's one good way to stall a drive, especially a drive-saving play like that. Now you're kind of forced to consider punting it.
8:20 to go here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah. It looks like the Spartans are going to stay in that man defense, even though they got kind of burned by it last time.
O'Sullivan in motion. Darms taken down for a huge loss.
Yeah, it looks like there's some miscommunication on that offensive line because Brandon Ragone just blew through there untouched, and Darms didn't have a chance to get that play off, and unfortunately going to be a turnover on downs and gives the Spartans unbelievable field position.
Yeah, they're going to start from about the 26-yard line. So not much for Sandow and the guys to endure on this drive, but.
Yeah, and I mean, as an offensive line, even though the score is kind of far out of reach, you got to keep your focus because you don't want to get your quarterback killed or injured like that.
Goliford up the middle. Gets a nice gain, but there is a flag, however.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to have a holding penalty here, possibly on the tight end.
And that'll bring them right back. So if they're able to score here, I'd think that the coach would want to rest some of these starters and maybe get some of the younger, fresher guys in to get some experience.
Yeah, well, absolutely. I mean, with the game in hand here, you don't want to lose, a key player like Goliford or Sandow when you have the game in hand and get a silly injury, especially with a huge game coming up at home next week.
Tough matchup. Rest some of these guys and get some of the newer guys in. So it looks like a 1st and 20 or so. Excuse me, 1st and about 7 or 8. Goliford to the outside. Tackled by number 3, Brandon Romero.
Yeah, and like we said, the Spartans are not afraid to run that ball on the outside, and they've been doing it pretty well tonight. Vikings showed some stoutness last time shutting down that play, but that offensive line is starting to reassert itself again.
So 2nd and about 9. Hopi in motion. Sandow rolling out. Hits his tight end. And that'll be enough for the 1st down.
Yeah, very nice play design there to suck the defense in on the little tight end screen.
Brandon Ragone with a nice little out there.
And that's going to set up another, first and 10. Looks like they'll have a 1st down. They can get a 1st down inside the 1-yard line.
1st and 10 from the 12. 12.
Looks like the Vikings are going to have one man back.
There's a nice carry up the middle. picks up a few.
You know, at this point in the ball game, with the score that you have, with the field position, you know, the playbook is pretty much open. You know, you got Gulliford who can, you know, go off tackle and punch it in, but
Yeah.
you have a very athletic Christian Jordan who can go up and make a play with his athletic ability.
Head off there to Gulliford, stopped. Appears to have no gain on that one.
Yeah, nice tackle there by Riley coming up from his outside linebacker position to force a third down and about 8 here. Like we said, the Spartans can get a first down here at about the 1 yard line or half yard line.
So 3rd and 7 now. Sandow's going to take it himself. And is he in? Touchdown, Red Bluff. Or is he just short? I don't see an indication quite yet. Yeah, touchdown. There you see the referee just signaled.
Yeah, nice play there to have the receivers go to the opposite side. Jordan Sandow does the naked bootleg. Didn't see the open man, but saw some open real estate and bought it for 6 points.
You saw the linebackers bite to that side and able to scramble out was Sandow. Took it in for a touchdown. Connor Ross drills that one through, so we 48-14 here with 5:07 remaining in the third quarter. So we'll see now if Red Bluff coach, I forget his name. I apologize to people that are watching this.
It's Coach Corey Hine.
Corey Hine. It'll be interesting to see if he, you know, like I said, brings in some of these new guys. Maybe give the starters a rest before that tough game next week. Or, you know, maybe he wants to keep them going for this tough game action. Who knows?
Yeah, well, I mean, just kind of patting the score right now is going to help with their, you know, their votes in the overall, you know, media poll at this point. What they need, like you said,
certainly.
I think right now what you need is, you know, like you said, the rest of the starters, don't let them get a silly injury. And we are getting an update here up in Reading. Foothill is currently leading the Chico Panthers 28-14 in the fourth quarter.
And that certainly does not bid well to Chico's chances of getting a higher seed.
But, you know, we see these Panthers come back last week, so we'll see if they can pull up another miracle up there in Reading.
That was Matt Henderson on the return. Gets it out to about the 25-yard line. And we talked a bunch about how beat up Chico was from last week. You know, finally in that second overtime, they had no choice but to go for 2 to end the game. Trevon Reed, Daniel Robbins, both limping. Both you could tell they were just battle torn.
Yeah, you know, not only you know, a physically exhausting game, but you know, a game like that can be emotionally exhausting as well. And you could have a little fatigue and hangover for that game, and maybe that's what the Panthers are seeing right now. But let's see if they can come back against Foothill, but who does have a pretty potent offense.
Quarterback pressured there, able to get it out to Tommy DeArmond.
You know, and like we said earlier, if you're the Vikings, you know, the score is pretty much out of reach at this juncture in the game. But, you know, you do want to tune up, get ready for that big rivalry game next week. Because if Chico does end up losing that game, it could be a huge game for both teams as well.
Red Bluff will be at home against who?
Oh, I'm not sure on that one next week. Oh, they're going to be home against Paradise next week, actually. So big game for them as well.
PV able to get the first down. Darms was given a bunch of pressure, able to scramble out and get that pass to Jake Danny.
And that's encouraging to see. Even though the score is kind of out of the reach, these kids are still fighting hard and playing hard.
I was in the middle of the thought watching that whole play go down. Darms strikes over the middle. Oh, just out of the hands of Savercool. Yeah,
almost a fantastic catch there. Too bad Savercool couldn't bring it down. Runs a nice little seam route in the middle of that zone defense. Almost makes a tremendous first down play, but it's going to be 2nd and 10 again.
Quick pass there out to Cole Roberts.
And that's kind of the second swing pass we've seen in the second half hasn't been quite on the money from Darms. And, you know, it can be a kind of a tricky play because it looks that easy, but, you know, it can be a difficult throw for a quarterback. You just got to get it out there and make the, you know, give your man some time to make some moves.
No men in the backfield. Quick out pass again to Jake Danny. And that was definitely a flag for a late hit. He made contact with him after he was already out of bounds.
Yeah, Christian Jordan who was Superman here in the first half, trying to make an extra play there at the end of the play, but it's going to cost his team a little 15 yards here.
So that'll give the Vikings a first down well into Spartan territory.
You know, that's going to be an interesting matchup next week to see Christian Jordan against Johnny Porter, the 2 number 5s. I'm sure they'll end up covering and defending each other next week, so that'll be fun. That'll be fun to see.
And their Red Bluffs away jerseys are almost identical to the Paradise away jerseys. So the Red Bluff coach is going to take a timeout there. 3:49 to go here in the third quarter.
PlayOn Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you the news and information, links to great highlights. Follow us on PlayOn Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/PlayOnNetwork. Keep up with us with all the high school action every week from your destination for from your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
Why are you reading my segment, man? No, I'm just teasing.
Just wanted to get a little bit in there, fill some airspace.
Darms rolls off. That pass tipped and then intercepted. Tucker Goliford comes up with the interception.
And sometimes when it seems like it rains, it pours. And it looks like it's pouring a little bit for the Vikings tonight. Have been giving some excellent effort out here, but it just hasn't bounced their way, especially in the turnover ratio right now.
He threw into a lot of traffic right there. Not sure who it was that tipped it, but they tipped it right into Goliford's possession. Tipped it right into his hands. So 1st and 10 for the Spartans. Kyle Case in now at running back. Finds a nice hole to the outside, cuts it back inside. Pushes his way forward for a gain of about 9. So 2nd and 1 now. .310 to go here in the third quarter.
So we're going to have a different look here from the Spartans with their running back way out in motion.
Handoff up the middle. Maybe a couple, but enough for the first down.
Yeah, kind of an interesting play design right there to have
Kyle Case
motion out, get the linebackers looking out, and give it right to the fullback to get the first down.
Nice deception play right there. Those Spartans are tricky, I tell you.
Yeah, it looks like they have a few tricks up their sleeves, but they're gonna have to pull quite the rabbit out of their hat to beat a good Paradise team next week.
Certainly. 1st and 10. Pitch out to Kyle Case, takes it back into the middle and gets stopped at about the 48-yard line.
You know, we were talking about how this Viking defense has been giving up 45 points over the last few games, but an average of 45 points over the last 4 games. But the Spartan defense has only given up 20 the last few games, so they could get show some of these stronger offenses in the EAL some trouble in the last few weeks.
Especially for a team like this. Kyle Case stopped at the line of scrimmage, thought he was going to bounce it to the outside, but taken down for a nice loss. Good job there by the defense. Especially if a team like Red Bluff was able to go in and stop a team like Paradise, that would completely shake things up in the standings.
Yeah, and I mean, if Chico ends up losing that game tonight, Pleasant Valley, they might be, continue to be on the outside looking in on the playoff picture, but I know they would love nothing more to give Chico some headaches heading into the playoffs, especially and knock him down a seed or two.
They could play a spoiler. Quick pass over the middle, just out of the reach of number 13, Logan Levier.
Actually, it looks like that was Trey Rosenbaum from his safety position right there.
That almost came up with the
almost nabbed it. Almost got the big turnover, but it looks like the Spartans are going to bring out the punt team.
So 4th down, they're going to kick this one away.
And just kind of shanks it on that one right there.
Not sure if he meant to do that. No, just kidding. He definitely did not mean to do that.
No, just kind of looked like it rolled off the edge of his foot right there and just never had a chance. And that should give the Vikings some pretty good field position to hopefully get a productive drive going here late in this 3rd quarter.
Just under a minute remaining here in the 3rd. So that'll be a 1st and 10 for the Vikings. We'll see if they can get something going. They'll start from about their own 36-yard line.
Looks like we might have a delay of game or some other penalty here on the Vikings.
Certainly not a good way to start things.
No, and as their 7th overall penalty, obviously penalties factored in, and there's a lot more to it, but in this game especially, but that is one factor of their game that they do have to clean up if they want to be more successful.
Quick pass over the middle there. Able to get a lot of those penalty yards back. It's Tommy DeArmond.
Yeah, when the Vikings have had success tonight in their passing game, it has been those quick, short routes, either to the outside or right behind those blitzing linebackers. So let's see if they continue that in this drive. But we have also seen a lot of that this game, too. Johnny Darms running for his life.
There is a flag that looks like it might be an intentional grounding, and yeah. That's unfortunate for Darms.
Kind of a rough call there, too, because he was out of the pocket, and it looks like there might have been a receiver in the area, but obviously the official had, a better view than we did up in this press box, and that's going to result in the loss of down as well as penalty yards.
I'm not really sure from our angle, but it looked almost as if that was a screen play or a screen pass that was just broken up.
Yeah, well, Darms didn't have a lot of time to think on that play as he was once again
Being
kind of
chased by
running
the
for his,
entire defensive line.
ran for his life and just kind of throw the ball to save the yardage, but it's going to cost him even more there with the penalty.
So a 3rd and about 30, we'll say. Quick pass there for Brett Spack, just out of his reach, so that'll be a 4th. And that's no good for PV.
No, if you're Coach Cooley, I know you want to, go think about going for it, but you also don't want to give the Spartans excellent field position. And it looks like they are going to possibly punt it away here and save at least a little bit of face on the scoreboard.
Hill's going to kick this one away. Almost gets blocked. Fair catch called there by Kyle Case at about the 47-yard line or so, 48-yard line.
Well, this Spartan offense hasn't been quite as explosive or, putting up the points in this second half, but at the same time, they really haven't needed to with this nice cushion here. Well, let's see if they, fine-tune some things here with the second unit on the field.
Two guys in the backfield. Sandow in the shotgun. Throws this one off to Jared Poor, just out of his reach. Bringing up a 2nd and 10.
Yeah, it looks like Gulliford, for the most part, has relinquished some of his duties for the night, but it's interesting that they've kept Sandow in. I don't know if they want to give him some more looks or some more work before that game next week up in Paradise. Or, excuse me, it's going to be up in Red Bluff.
Mike Stone gets about 5 on the play, bringing up a 3rd and 5. That is the end of the 3rd quarter.
Well, my friend Matt, it doesn't look like we're going to have quite the exciting finish as we had here in the last couple weeks, but it's always fun to see, a new, I've covered we've covered Paradise, but I've covered Paradise for the last few weeks, and it's always nice to see, some of these other teams like Red Bluff, Pleasant Valley that you heard about and actually see them play. And I'll tell you what, the Spartans team, like I said earlier in the broadcast, they've had a pretty tough schedule.
Mm-hmm.
They've let me see, they 2 of their losses are to currently number 30 ranked Enterprise and number 2 Chico. They have to face Paradise next week, and I think they could be a real kind of a sleeper black horse in this EAL race late in it.
Yeah, I think so too.
Ooh, and it's certainly starting to get a little chippy out there.
And that's emotions from this PV group. It's certainly understandable. Oh, but that's going to go against Red Bluff.
And that's just silly, If you're the Spartans, you already have the lead in hand.
Yeah,
there's no need for that. And I mean, even if it went the other way, that does show a little encouragement to see, your captain Chad Olson on the defensive end get frustrated. It shows that players still care, even on the scoreboard, it's 48-14, but it shows that players still care and, they still want to compete.
That was Mike Stone on the carry. As you said, relieving some of the duty from Tucker Gulliford. You also see number 23, Kyle Case, into the backfield.
Oh, it looks like that was actually the last quarter.
The PA announcer just said that was the last play. So that'll do it for the 3rd quarter.
Not quite the offensive explosion that we saw in the first half of the 2nd quarter, but as I previously said, with a cushion like this and a lead, that is to be expected. But despite the score, you got to love these Pleasant Valley faithful. They haven't really stood up and headed for the exits yet, and that's encouraging.
Yeah, that's definitely something good you like to see.
They do love this team. They've, like I said, they haven't been to the playoffs since, or last year was the first year they missed the playoffs in 2008. Obviously, it was looking to get back into the playoffs with a big win here tonight, maybe with a hot streak at the end of the season. But this is a good program that's had some good history and should hopefully bounce back here starting next year.
And a great turnout from the Red Bluff faithful also.
Yeah, I mean, that's a long drive for them. And, like I said, this is a team that has potential to, could make it deep in the playoffs. They got a strong running game. And for the most part, they've kept a confident, strong Sabercool at bay. And, if you can run the ball and stop the run in football, you have a great chance to be successful.
I mean, if you're PEV, all you can do at this point is keep your head up. Keep fighting hard. Don't back down. If you're Red Bluff, this is the perfect time to get some of those other players fine-tuned for next week. Sandow giving some pressure there. Throws that one short. So that'll bring up a 4th and forever.
Yeah, good couple stops here by this, PV defense in the second half, and that's encouraging. Even if it is against the second squad, that's it's better than seeing more points up on the board.
Jake Danny and Matt Henderson back to return this punt. Nice kick there. Gets a big block there. Gets dragged out of bounds at about the 40-yard line, so a nice return. There are 2 flags, however.
And unfortunately, it might be coming back. And once again, another play like that is another testament to how the Vikings game has gone tonight. Just whenever they try to get a little momentum or a big play, it either gets called back by a penalty or some sort of turnover, and they've never quite got other momentum to cook in their kitchen tonight. Unfortunately, so.
That got a chuckle from our whole crew here.
But,
ladies and gentlemen, that is my color commentator, Nick Dobis, coming in with the funny one-liners.
Happy to be here, guys.
Thanks for being here.
My pleasure. Look forward to doing this every week.
Oh, yeah.
It honestly is the highlight of our weeks here.
Me too, and it's been just such an amazing season. The level of football up here is incredible.
Yeah, so it's been steadily going up throughout, the years. And a lot of these not only are the programs emerging, but there's a lot of really good athletes coming out of this northern section that a lot of people are taking notice to.
I grew up in the Bay Area, and I was in the East Bay Athletic League, and we played teams like Monte Vista, Foothill, Amador Valley, De La Salle, and, these teams are just – the level of competitiveness is on a level almost as high as this, just as an intense level.
Yeah, it's relative because obviously, those kids, they're bigger, faster, stronger, but it's fun to see, that same level of competition
and
intensity up here in the northern section. And, there's a lot of really strong fan bases up here, too. A lot of people that are really passionate about their football, and that's really encouraging to see.
And the scores are nowhere even close as these teams have showed us so far this season.
Within the last few weeks. I'm really excited for the playoffs. I know we're not quite there yet. There's a lot of,
few
cards
more
that
weeks
need to fall. But it'll be fun to see this playoff race and see who gets what seed.
I'm all about it. Can't wait. It'll be a fun fall, especially like we said when it gets rainy and these fields.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if we see a good mud game.
It's supposed to rain next week, actually. Quick pass there for Cole Roberts. Able to get about 6 or 7. It's supposed to rain through Thursday next week, so we'll see if these fields are going to be a little moist.
And I don't know, you folks back home who are unfamiliar with the northern section, it either is fine, but when it rains, it pours up here. So, like I said, nothing like a good mud football game.
Oh, the reverse there. Jake Danny has enough for the first down on that reverse. Well-designed play that had the Red Bluff secondary run into the wrong side of the field.
Yeah, Coach Cooley there with, at this point in the game, just trying to, run some plays that are buried deep in the playbook. Nice little trickeration play there to get around the outside. And it looks like it was a personal foul against the Spartans, so that's going to advance the ball more.
This is ridiculous how much they're throwing the
Yeah, there's a lot
flag.
of penalties this game. That's
just let them play, guys.
It's 14th penalty of the game, which is really kind of, as an official, you want to, keep control of the game, call a clean game, but you can also kill the momentum of a game as well. And I'm with you. I'm always a fan of just letting the boys play.
It's like, come on, man. Come on, man. 1st and 10, man in motion. Ooh, and hit hard. Taken down for a big loss.
Yeah, and that play was sniffed out pretty quickly by Brandon Ragone, who's been kind of all over the field tonight for the Spartan defense.
Dylan Beatty gets popped in the backfield. So it'll bring up a 2nd and 16-ish.
Yeah, I kind of like the Spartans defense. They're very aggressive. They force you into decisions, and they can even, score you some points if you need as well.
That pass in and out of the hands of Jack Souza.
And that's just a little bit of lack of concentration right there, You know the defender's coming. You want to make that quick cut upfield, but you got to bring the ball with you first.
Exactly.
So too bad the young man couldn't hold on to that one.
And if you're Red Bluff, you can't throttle back one bit because you're going to be in for a rude awakening next week.
Yeah, no, exactly. It just says, the Vikings are kind of fine-tuning and kind of recuperating themselves for Chico. That's going to be a heck of a game against Paradise. Just a score update here from our producer. Looks like Foothill has extended its lead 35-21 over Chico. So it looks like number 2, Chico, that's number 2 in the media polls, might be facing a defeat and almost a must-win situation against Pleasant Valley next week if they want to be, towards the top of the EAL and keep pace with Paradise.
Darms took that one out of bounds for a couple.
Let's see if they try to some more trickeration here to get the first down.
4th and 14. Darms rolls out that way. He's going to throw that one out of bounds. Not much of a blocking job by that O-line.
No, I thought, at first, usually when you see a play like that it's to open up a screen.
That's exactly what.
But looks like the offensive line just kind of opened up the screen door and let the defense in on that one. Not quite sure. Maybe a miscommunication on the play, but that's a kind of a discouraging sight to see if you're a Vikings fan.
We saw that same exact play in the 3rd quarter on this same possession, actually.
Looks like the Spartans are going to be back on the field to start another drive.
So 1st and 10. New quarterback in. Greg DeFore.
And that was Kyle Case once again. Doesn't have quite the size that Gulliford has, but certainly looks like he has the speed.
He had a good showing against Anderson. I remember him from that game, as well as Tucker Gulliford. Quick handoff there. Taken a bit down for a loss.
He's going to bring it down a 3rd down here.
3rd and 10, or 3rd and 11.
See if they had the young man, DeFore here, throw the ball, get him some throwing practice.
Quick pass there, hit hard almost immediately by Brandon Romero.
Yeah, good little pitching catch there by the quarterback and receiver, but defender made a nice play to stop him right at the line, and you know that's actually some stops we've seen in this half by this Vikings defense.
Jared Poore got hit almost simultaneously as he was bringing that catch in. Surprised he was able to maintain possession. Nice job by both guys.
Yeah, it looks like the ball just won't pop out of this Red Bluffs hands. We've seen some of their players take some huge hits in this game, and they just won't budge the ball.
Big kick there. Starts from about the 20-yard line. Still on his feet, inbounds. Gets out to about the 43-yard line. Unable to tell who that was from this angle.
We'll see if the Vikings keep their first team out, because they might want to start considering, with about 8 minutes to go here, if they should rest some of their starters as well.
Mm-hmm.
Preserve them from getting injured against that big rivalry game next week.
You know, I'm sure the amount of wear and tear that Chico endured last week is certainly playing into account here against this Foothill squad.
And Foothill has proven that they have a passing game of their own as well. I mean, we saw them play. I mean, they kind of got rolled in the second half against Paradise when I saw them back in September, but they're definitely a team, that can contend very well with a lot of the other powers in the EAL.
And certainly that goes to like Jesse Holmes and, Trevon Reed, who also doubles as a wide receiver. Two guys very capable of making plays happen when they need to. Bad pass there. And a late hit draws a flag.
Yeah, that's the 5th penalty against Red Bluff in this half. So even though they have had a comfortable lead, they have actually had more penalty yards than the Vikings here in the second half. And I mean, I'm sure part of that is, you have that big lead and you kind of lose focus. And,
exactly.
Penalties don't play a big part, but, they potentially can against a good team like Paradise next week.
Bryce Johnson's pass incomplete. That'll give him the first down on that play, on that penalty. So, yeah, that's a good idea to rest Darms.
Yeah,
get him ready for next week.
Yeah, he's been chased and kind of beat up tonight as well. So, I mean, at this point, like you said, you don't want to risk a silly injury.
Quick pass over the middle, complete.
Yeah, very nice pass there by Bryce Johnson. Kind of, hit the clutch there to give his man some time to find that open spot, and through it was a nice little tight spiral to get the first down.
Nice catch there by Stacy Stevens. Did a good job getting into the air to bring that one down. So, a 1st and 10 for the Vikings. Back to pass. And just out of his reach. That was Stevens again, the intended receiver. Made a diving attempt to bring that one in.
Yeah, had made a nice move on Richard Stango to get, give him a couple steps on him, but just ball couldn't get delivered quite on time there.
7 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter. Second down and 10. A run up the middle, good for a few. Dylan Beatty filling in for Saber Cool.
Yeah, Bryce Johnson, the young junior, making a nice little drive here with this second squad, mostly second squad here for the Vikings.
So Vikings facing a 3rd and 6. Pass there, short. Intended for Jeremiah Howell.
And I think the young man just tried to force it in there that time.
Especially on a 3rd and 6, new quarterback in, he's anxious.
Yeah, just, a little anxious, but wants to make a big play, and but just kind of forced it there, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
So 4th and 6 for the Vikings. And he's going to be sacked there. So that'll be a turnover. Sacked by Dalton Gutierrez. Great job of getting through that offensive line and able to bring him down.
Yeah, this Red Bluff defensive line, which has been largely oversized for most of the night, has really asserted itself against the Vikings. They've actually put up a pretty nice game. And just another scoring update. It looks like Foothill once again extended its lead over Chico, 41-21. And Chico, despite that big emotional win last week, looks like they're going to get downed by
they're going to drop
the
a
Cougars.
few slots. Scrambling out of the pocket, up the middle, still on his feet, is Greg Dufour, the backup quarterback.
Yeah, Dufour showing some fancy footwork right there. Didn't see anything downfield and made some nice moves to pick up some yardage and make this a second manageable.
Able to avoid about 3 or 4 tackles in the process. So that'll bring up a 2nd and 4. Sorry. Quick toss there. Alex Hagan gets enough for a 1st down. First time we've called his name tonight.
That's right. Just to give you another score update here in a few minutes. Looks like Paradise will keep its #1 ranking.
Look at that.
Currently smashing Shasta. Oh, no, that's a final score, excuse me, of 56-3 over Shasta. So bouncing back in a huge way over after that loss last week at this very field.
That'll certainly, they'll carry that over into Red Bluff next week.
Yeah, that's going to be a Red Bluff that's going to, that's going to be a score that's going to raise Red Bluff's eyes. And, they had a good outing tonight, but the only saving grace is they don't have to travel up to the foothills. We've been up there. It's a pretty tough place to play.
I enjoy it.
I enjoy it too. It's a great scene. It's a beautiful scene.
Beautiful up there in Paradise.
Yeah, it's kind of like Red Bluff with the trees and stuff. But just a great venue up there, and that team plays very well. But we'll see how Paradise can see if they can win another one on the road.
What I was getting at is that it's enjoyable for us to go up there because we don't have to play football. we just get to
we get to see a good team go at it. But for a lot of teams in the AAL, it is a very tough place to play.
Not a fun trip up there.
So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this rejuvenated Spartans team are going to pick up their first EAL league victory tonight.
And that's good. That's a good confidence booster, especially since they are going to be playing host to the #1 team next week in Paradise. So, I mean, #1 team in Paradise, as
right.
in the team there. A little bit of trouble there on the pitch. That'll be recovered by, we'll see. Kind of got out of our view here.
Oh, and looks like there's quite a skirmish. A brouhaha brewing on the other side there.
And there's a bit of extracurriculars there.
Luckily, looks like it's being handled and not escalating at this point. That could have almost gotten really scary, though, there for a second.
And I wonder if they'll call that as the game.
Looks like that might have been Brian Lurch missing a helmet on that one, frustrated. Not quite sure what happened because it was on the far side of the field and there was a huge huddle. Looks like the officials are going to try to sort it out, see what they decide here.
And basically that right there is PV emotions running high. They don't want to get pushed around, and certainly they're not going to let something like that late affect them. And, you know, they're going to stick up for themselves and each other.
Yeah, I'm sure there's, not too many. I'm sure there was a comment passed by one of those Red Bluff players on the other side, too.
Certainly, and there you saw a bunch of the Red Bluff coaches throwing some of their players out of the way. So certainly that was interesting.
Yeah,
I haven't seen that before in a while.
Yeah, it's a play like that goes into the opposing team's sideline. A lot of stuff can happen. And it looks like the Vikings recover that football, and looks like they're not going to assess any penalties. Maybe just a talking to the coaches. At this point, I think looks like Coach Corey Hines pulling his team together, letting them know like, hey, you know what, we got this one in the bag. Don't want to pick up a stupid penalty and get ejected and, maybe get suspended for that game next week. And I'm sure that's what Coach Hines is telling his team right now.
Yeah, you see him huddled up there over on the sidelines. Just having a heart-to-heart with his team, saying, guys, we can't be doing stuff like that. That pass almost completed. There is another flag, however. And this is getting ridiculous at this point.
Looks like we got a pass interference call there right by the goal line, so that's going to give the Vikings an additional 15 yards here. And that's going to be the Spartans' sixth penalty of the night. Or excuse me, sixth penalty in this half, 10 on the night. It looks like it is indeed a pass interference penalty. And when you have your second and third squad out there, penalties are going to be kind of expected because players don't have quite the same playing time as his first squad guys.
So that'll be a first down from about the 23-yard line. The clock's ticking with 3:40 to go here in the fourth quarter. Oh, taken down hard. Sacked there by number 40.
And that's
Caesar Favela. I remember calling his name against Anderson. He made a bunch of nice defensive plays in the Anderson game.
Yeah, it's been a collective group here for the Spartans that have made big plays in the pass rush. Several names have gotten a sack. And it'll be interesting if they can bring that same heat against a
much better
Paradise team next week.
So the handoff there on 3rd and 15. Still on his feet, able to get maybe the first down.
Yeah, really strong push there by the left side of that Viking line, and the running back made some nice vision, made a nice cut to the outside, and looks like he got the pylon to move the ball for a first down. And hopefully the Vikings can put one on the board here before the end of the game.
Big pickup there. 1st and 10 from about the 12 or 13. Another quick handoff up the middle, stays on his feet, and might have enough for another first down, so it'll be 4th and goal from about the 4-yard line. Beatty again showing how fast he is and how powerful he is on the ground.
Yeah, almost a mirror image of Sabercool out there.
Exactly.
The same height and speed, and also has the Flintstone feet as well, keeping them chugging.
I love your references.
I try. Looks like he might be just short.
So Beatty. Oh, that was.
And Zuby on the tackle.
So it'll be 3rd and inches.
I just say give the young man the ball again, let him get that first down. And you only need an inch.
Oh, but he loses his footing. We'll see where they spot it.
That's hard, especially it looks like right in the middle of that field, it looks like there's not too much grass there to give you some traction, so you probably slipped on a little bit of dirt, and it's going to make it a 4th and 1, unfortunately. But come on, give it to the young man again. Let him find that. Let him find that pay dirt.
The clock is running, and there is 1 minute remaining here in this ball game.
And there it is.
Beatty able to get in for the score. Makes it 20-48. So pending this PAT, it'll be 21-48.
And that's a very nice note to end the game on if you're Pleasant Valley. A lot of stuff hasn't gone your way, offensively, defensively, special teams. But if you can end the game scoring a touchdown, that always leaves you with a positive
With
note
some,
going into
yeah,
next week.
absolutely. Great kick there.
Very unconventional hold. A little bit of a high snap, but the holder made a great play.
Made a two-handed hold on
almost made the nice squat down there to save the PAT. Nice play.
So I'll say without a doubt, Christian Jordan.
Absolutely. Christian
is
Jordan
the player of the game.
Is our player of the game for sure. Very quiet second half, but made a lot of noise in the first half. Once again, the 100-yard interception return for a touchdown. Also had 2 receiving touchdowns of 10 and 15 yards. And it's really, especially that first interception where, Pleasant Valley got that fumble.
Yeah.
Driving down to make it, a 1-score game. And then, Jordan, very Jordan-esque, jump on the ball and ran it back and really just changed the complexion of this game. So congratulations to Christian Jordan, our player of the game.
A very interesting game here that we've seen tonight, and certainly another flag-filled game again. How many did we have?
Oh, boy.
You have the stats right in front
down
of you.
here. Let me see.
Just a crazy game. We've seen scoring, turnovers.
About 17 penalties.
Fights. Yeah, 17 penalties in one game.
I think that's the Oakland Raider average,
Yeah.
isn't it? About 17 penalties a game.
About.
So, but, like I said earlier, this...
My poor Raiders.
I have to jab your football team at least once on the air.
I know, it's all good.
So, but, yeah, this Red Bluff team, be interesting to see. Like I said, they've had a tough schedule, had some tough losses against some good teams. And it'll be interesting to see what they do with this win going into next week, facing Paradise at home, who has to make that long road trip up to Red Bluff.
And PV will be playing at Chico State against rival Chico High.
The big Almond Bowl next week, obviously.
I hear some people say Almond Bowl too, so it depends on if you're from up here or not. People might call it differently, but
I guess I should say the Almond Bowl.
Almond Bowl.
That's Butte County faithful. It's
yeah.
the Almond Bowl. So
certainly a big agricultural area.
Yeah.
Up this way.
But tough loss. Very disappointing loss for the Vikings, but next week's a new week, and like I said, with Chico losing tonight, these Viking fans and this Viking team would love nothing more
than
to knock off the Panthers and send them spiraling down a few playoff spots as well. So, and that's bragging rights for a whole year as well. So it'll be 2 fun matchups next week.
Certainly.
But it'll be interesting to see how Paradise does well, traveling, up to Reading up to Red Bluff.
It'll be
outside of the foothills, and see how well they play on the road.
It'll be interesting to see what game we get next week. So that'll do it, folks. The home team, it's loud over here. Red Bluff gets the win, 48-21 over the Pleasant Valley Vikings. That'll do it for us here at PlayOn Sports. Be sure to tune in next time.